Welcome back to another episode of the Next Level Minds podcast. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, this is a podcast dedicated to those who want to reach a next level in their business, personal, or career life. Every other week, I'm blessed to sit down with a qualified individual, entrepreneur, content creator, or mover and shaker in their industry to walk through their story of how they have gotten from point A to point B and overcame various adversities along the way. Today's episode is part of a series I do called Motivation Monday, which is really themed around topics and really scenarios that I'm really passionate about, that I like to talk about for about 5 to 15 minutes to just really get you going at the start of the week. And today's episode on the Motivation Monday series is all about being proactive in your life. Obviously, right now, where we're sitting in the world, there's a lot of macroeconomic situations that are occurring that are causing a lot of people to just react in various ways, react in anxious, nervous ways. It's causing the stock market to just go up and down like a roller coaster. People are really at this worry stage in their life right now. So I wanted to make an episode on Motivation Monday, really just chatting about 3 ways that you can be proactive in your life and why it is important. Proactive means that you're really controlling the situation that you're in because you've taken so many necessary steps prior to the situation that you are fully prepared. And it's very important because so many things happen in your life that cause you to just react in a nervous, anxious way. Life is crazy 24/7. So the more proactive you can be, I think the better you are and the better positioned you are for success. And you also have such a stronger foundation when things do start to get rocky. Have such a strong plant because you've taken the time to be so proactive and take the necessary steps and precautions so you're prepared for those type of situations. So 3 ways to start being proactive in your life. Number 1, change your thoughts and your language. Change the way you think. What that means is that you got to cut out negative thoughts, got to cut out the darkness. You got to really change those because negative thoughts have such an amplification on your life that you don't even realize. So a way to do this and a way to really just change your thoughts and your language is when you start to visualize some negative situations in your head and you're just thinking in that lull, thinking about dark things, just really not thinking positive. Visualize the things that you desire and replace all of those negative thoughts with things that you desire, with positive things, productive relationships with your family or spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend, success in your career and your business. Replace all of these negative thoughts that are in your head with things that are really just going to provide value to your life. So, if you're worried about a meeting coming up and you're really nervous about it, just visualize yourself dominating that meeting and really getting the most out of it and adding the most value to that meeting. So replace those thoughts. And then on the language side of things, change the way you speak. This has so much power to it. Change everything from I am going to. So if instead of saying I wish, I should, I want to, if only, change it to I wish to, I am going to. I want to, I am going to. I should to, I am going to. I would, I am going to. If only, I am going to. I'm telling you, using that phrase, I am, has such a significant impact on your life. Whether you're into positive affirmations or not, saying phrases like, I am going to have a great day. I am filled with gratitude. I am going to be successful. I am the best I can be every day. Those phrases will have such a significant impact on your life. So, number 2 is huge too. Change the way you react. Situations in life happen so fast that literally are just coming and going. There's things, emails, calls, text. I mean, I don't know what y'all are doing in your career or your business, but If you guys are like me, you probably get so many emails, calls, texts all the time. So change the way you react. Take time to really reflect and ask yourself, is this situation that's happening right now worth getting upset over? For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, is it really worth it to get upset? Is that really going to help you out in life? Reflect and say, you know what? I'm just going to let this one slide. So react in a way that adds value to people. If someone's pissing you off or someone's upsetting you, that, a friend, a family member, whatever the case may be, take time and ask, you know what, how can I add value to somebody right now? And that causes you to really step back, and instead of reacting in a negative way towards that person, you actually take the time, take the energy to spend it to add value to their life. So another way too is in changing the way you react. React in a way that you would look back a week, a month, a year, 10 years later, and look back and say, you know what, was I proud of that moment? And there's a lot of moments in my life where I look back and I'm like, you know what, I was not proud of how I reacted at that moment. So if you can have that bird's eye view of I'll use the traffic example. If someone cuts you off and you're tempted to, give them the finger or yell out the window, take a bird's eye view and look back and say, you know what, will I be proud of myself in a week, in a month, in a year on the way that I behaved? And really, for those of you that have true character, and I know there's a lot of y'all out there, for those of you who've really spent the time to develop a strong character, react in a way that shows your true character. People are watching you that you may not even realize. You have mentors looking at you. You have people that you're mentoring looking at you. You have social media looking at you. There's so many people watching you every day, and a lot of people that are leaders in their business or their career. You have even more eyes on you than you could ever think. So take the time in every situation to react in a way that shows your true character. So number 3, and this one is huge to me, is change your activities. So I've gotten this from a book that I'm reading called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's an amazing, amazing book by Stephen Covey. It's really changed my life. I got like 10 more pages left of it, but one of the items that the author talks about in this book is looking at your activities in 4 quadrants. So there's quadrant 1, which is urgent and important. So you have deadlines, projects, important emails to get to right away. Quadrant 2 is important and non-urgent. That's like business planning, recreational activities, exercise, etc. Quadrant 3 is not important and urgent. So it's like interruptions throughout your day, random emails, random calls, random text. Quadrant 4 is not important and not urgent. So time wasters like TV, social media, you name it. There's so many time wasters out there. And the one thing the author mentions is to always be in quadrant 2. So examples of quadrant 2 is business and financial planning, looking at your budgets, looking at your business plans, looking at your career in a bird's eye view of saying, okay, where am I going to be in a day? Where am I going to be in a week, a month, a year, etc. It's also some examples of quadrant 2 activities are exercise, taking the time to go on a walk, to go to the gym, to go on a run, so you can be proactive towards your health later in life. Another example of quadrant 2 activity is personal development. So reading, books on the self-help industry, reading books about, business, entrepreneurship, whatever you're passionate about that can help you grow, taking time to really watch informative videos and sharpen your skill sets, personally developing yourself is a huge quadrant 2 activity. And another one that he mentions is taking the time to listen in relationships. I know myself, I struggle with this a lot, whether it's with a family member, a loved one, my girlfriend. Sometimes it's really hard for me to sit back and listen because I have so much going on. So a big quadrant 2 activity is actually taking the time to listen in relationships so you can be proactive and make sure that all your relationships are healthy. Another example is goal setting. So taking the time to make 3, 6, 9, 12-month goals, 1-year goals, 5-year goals. And these goals are going to constantly shift based on your current situation. So taking the time to actually, have some goals around your career, your spiritual life, your financial life, your business life, your relationships, goals around these key areas in your life. And also taking the time to do hobbies, hiking, golfing, surfing, wakeboarding, fishing, whatever they may be, taking the time to just relax and enjoy some things that you love. And I struggle with this too, but I'm really trying to have some good time management where I can enjoy the hobbies that I have in life. And that's a really good way to just, relax and reflect, is doing your hobbies. Another big example he says of this is producing systems. So having, delegating tasks, having automation tools in your email, having, scripts and various items written where you can just copy and paste and change out names on emails, producing systems that can make you way more productive. So he mentions in the book that quadrant 2 activities are crucial to stay in. Your life's going to be much more grounded that way. And, when you're going to have quadrant 1, 3, and 4 activities come up all the time, you get deadlines, you get calls, you get emails, there's so many time wasters out there. But if you spend time in quadrant 2, when quadrant 1, 3, 4 activities arise, they're going to be less severe because you're so grounded in these quadrant 2 activities. So just wanted to summarize, being proactive is extremely important. Some 3 key ways to do this is really changing your thoughts and language. Really on the language side, start saying I am in front of everything. Change the way you react. So if someone cuts you off in traffic or you get a mean email or a mean call, really take that bird's eye view and ask yourself, is this worth reacting like this? And overall, change your activities. Spend time in that quadrant 2 activities. These are 3 things that have worked really well for me, and just want to say that 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, this book is amazing. I would definitely recommend reading it. That's where I got a lot of this information to do this episode. But I hope you guys enjoyed. As I mentioned, there's so much going on in the world right now, and just take the time to be proactive so when negative situations do occur, you're significantly more grounded. Thank you all for taking the time to tune into this week's episode. If you haven't already, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, leave a quick review, and send this to somebody who you think will get some value from it. Hope you all enjoy your week. And as we like to say here at the Next Level Minds podcast, your mindset is your greatest weapon for the battle of success.